Hey guys, just wanted to say a kind of quick word about the fact that Puerto Rico features as #1 on our most recent Eurogames list. I've seen in the comments a lot of talk about its problematic theme, and that is something that we didn't mention in the video. And just looking back on it, that doesn't really sit right with me. So obviously, board games, when it comes to kind of, especially board games with problematic themes, it's a subject where it feels like I don't necessarily want to. Uh, I don't want to lecture from a point of privilege, because I understand that a lot of people are able to enjoy a board game with a problematic theme, something that hasn't aged since it came out 19 years ago, and are able to put that theme to one side and enjoy a game. And very often their enjoyment of a game feels intensely personal. And I didn't want to kind of say you shouldn't enjoy this game because of this theme. But it also does feel kind of cowardly to not engage in that conversation. So obviously I've played Puerto Rico. I had a wonderful time with it. I'm not a huge heavy Euro games fan. I've taught myself a lot about Euro games in the making of these lists. But Puerto Rico is the most fun I've had with a complicated Euro game. Played it with my friends. We looked at the table, thought, this is a bit grim, but we pushed through it, and eventually we just sort of swept up in the mechanics, and the theme ended up kind of fading away. I understand that is not an option for some people. And yeah, I guess I just want to use this as an opportunity to say we completely get anyone who is uncomfortable with Puerto Rico being recommended by the channel, I suppose. I would like to kind of use this opportunity to recommend a really beautiful sort of anti-colonial board game in the form of Spirit Island. It's not strictly a Euro, I guess, but it's very heavy, very complex, dealing with a map, managing your hand, managing resources, but you are playing as basically indigenous spirits trying to purge your island of white plastic invaders. It's an exceptional game. So I want to signal boost that game, and also no pun included's video on colonialism. We've put a link to that at the top of the description, because that is a incredibly articulate and emotional and beautifully researched and very personal piece from the excellent guys over at No Pun Included. So yeah, I didn't want to just ignore it. I also realized that kind of like it's not necessarily my place to kind of lay a moral ground, but like, speaking as someone who comes from a country that used to be a colonial power, it's easy to kind of put problematic themes to one side when you have that kind of privilege. And I just thought that, yeah, not engaging in the conversation at all just felt like burying head in the sand. I still really like Puerto Rico. I am so on board if it gets a retheme, which I hope it will, because yeah, it's grim stuff. I just wanted to put a viewpoint, at least some stance across that. Yeah, there is a increasing movement in board games that kind of against these colonial type themes. It's a very common theme in Eurogaming, because yeah, you arrive in a place and you make an engine out of the place. And a lot of Eurogames they don't kind of wrestle with the fact that the engine is often made of people. And yeah, there is a lot more kind of self-examination that is being done and needs to be done in board gaming. I still like Puerto Rico. I would still play it. That is sort of the personal choice that I have made. But yeah, I don't think there should not be a discussion of it on No Rolls Barred, just because, yeah, this is something that means a lot to a lot of people. Anyway, yeah, thank you for watching this if you did. And Also, please, please, please be good people in the comments. Because, yeah, I think it's a conversation worth having civilly. And I think it's perfectly possible to say, I enjoy Puerto Rico. I wish it didn't have this theme, but I enjoy the game. That's personally my standpoint on it. I'm not going to tell you to throw out your copy. Just maybe let's all be aware of certain things that that are prevalent in this industry, and that could do with just changing to make other people feel less weirded out, less grossed out, more welcome, and less like maybe their own culture or history aren't being kind of, yeah, sanitized, cleaned up, and turned into a kind of pinball machine for people who have never really had to wrestle with that. Anyway, thank you for watching this if you have. Bye bye.